Hey everybody, Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me podcast. I appreciate you being here tonight for part 3 of the Ryan Weaver interview. It's always good to build relationships with people and have a good conversation, but it's even better when you feel like you're close friends afterwards. If you haven't seen number 1 and 2, please go back episode 456 and 57. You can roll that back a couple days on the podcast and see it, or you can go to Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and any of the other places, Instagram, that I post my video shows. Enjoy this episode. We get to hear the song Burn that we talked about. We just got to put a bow on the entire conversation. Ryan does a great job as always. Stay tuned till the end if you would not mind. Give me a like, share, and follow at The Dumb Show or thedumbshow.com. And also follow Ryan too at Ryan Weaver Country. And let's thank him for a fantastic interview. Folks, we'll be around 8:30 tonight. If you'd like, 8 o'clock tonight. If you'd like to stop by the live show, please do. And we will see you then. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Weaver. I am on the Don't Unfriend Me show, otherwise known as The Dumb Show, with host Matt Spear. You guys can find the show at The Dumb Show on social media or thedumbshow.com.
We're going to watch the Burn video, which is actually the one that Ryan has been talking about here. I'll see you back on the other end, and then we will continue the conversation.
It is important to remember that some of us come home at a price, and that some families are not so fortunate to have loved ones come home at all. Give thanks that you may reach that place. I do. CW2 Aaron A. Weaver, KIA 8 January 2004, Iraq.
13 Hotel, inbound.
Let it up!
When you dare to take a breath, don't care about no medals on your chest. You're a steely-eyed killer shadow in the night. You were born to fight. You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep and put them in the ground. Blood on their hands, they're hellbound. Save us all before they burn it down. It's a long way to home, but you won't take the hard road all alone. Just look to your left and look to your right. You were born to fight. You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep, put 'em in the ground. Blood on their hands, they're hellbound. Save us all before they burn it down. You gotta light 'em up before they burn it down. Better dig deep, put 'em in the ground. Blood on their hands, yeah, they're hellbound. Save us all. They're gonna burn it down. Save us all down.
Ryan, thanks for sharing that video with us. It's fantastic. I love the song. I love the music. And I think it's a good opportunity for us to move into the country music scene. The first question I have to ask is, do you get starstruck anymore? I'm sure you've kind of glad-handed with some country music stars. You've gotten the cameras in your face. You've sat in front of tens of thousands of people. Do you still get those butterflies? Do you still get that nervousness? And tell me a little bit about the country music scene and how you got into it.
Performance-wise, I don't get nervous anymore. I get super excited, especially if I got my band there. If it's a small, I mean, I get more nervous at smaller venues than I do at larger venues. When I say nervous, I get, I guess it's nervous. But on the motivational speaking side of things, for me, I love it. I've grown into it. It's something that I should have been doing all along and telling my story, especially when I was touring with the professional bull riders in 18 and 19. But I mean, the show is my guys are on point. They know every single movement. I've got 3 guys in my band that have been with me for almost 8 years, and you know, it's they know every single movement I'm going to make on stage. They know what I'm going to do. They know that I ad lib. They're used to adjusting to me, and the motivational speaking side of things, and that for me has been kind of a great transition from just doing the concerts into trying to find a different way and an additional way to inspire folks to want to be successful. And based off of my dreams, my accomplishments, my successes, the things that I've done both in the military and the losses that I've had both in the military and in the music business, it's good to see folks message me years after and say, I watched you speak and this is what I'm doing now. And you changed my life. I mean, that's an incredible way of doing it. Living your life, especially if you're trying to live your life in someone's honor.
Yeah. I mean, the way I'm not a musician. I've picked up a guitar. I play a little rhythm. Certainly not decent in any way, shape or form, but like most people, when I close my eyes and listen to music and I have the, AirPods in, I imagine myself up on stage and doing a wicked guitar solo, or, you know, batting when it's top of the 9th and there's, you know, 2 outs and 2 strikes and it's the World Series. We've all had those dreams, but it's interesting because with music, I think you're truly speaking to somebody's soul, and motivational speaking is more about winning the hearts and minds. Which one do you think, maybe not nervous, but which one do you feel more pressure to be good at? And it's, listen, you're alpha. It's obvious. The answer is both, but you and I both know that that's not necessarily always on the finest of days possible. Which one do you think you put more pressure on yourself to be great at, music or motivational speaking?
Well, I'm actually going to give you a different answer, but,
Cool.
Singing the national anthem.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, singing the national anthem is the most, I could say every single time I perform the national anthem, I'm nervous. It's the only song in my set that every single person knows every single note and every single word of. And if you get it wrong, you're destroyed. And it also is a credibility thing when it comes to it, because I forgot the words to the anthem one time when I sang it in an arena. And I'll tell you a real quick story about that, but Sprint Center in Kansas City, sold out arena. And my daughter got to see the last time she saw me perform, and I don't speak about my kids too often in public because I'm extremely protective of them. But my daughter saw me perform on 2 gooseneck trailers in the middle of a Kansas cornfield next to a car wash and a demolition derby. Then she is with me in Kansas City at Sprint Center when I'm performing with the PBR just 2 years after that. Right. And I have to sing the national anthem. Well, they just did Never Forgotten, my tribute video to a local family, and my daughter had never seen it. And she's sitting at the production booth right on the opposite side. I'm facing the screen that's right in front of me. I actually turn my in-ears off. I'm singing the first 4 notes of the national anthem because my song is in a different key and I don't want to start too high. So I'm going, oh, say, can you? Oh, say, can you? Oh, say, because I know that's where I got to start the national anthem. Because if I
Sure.
start in that other song, there's no way, or key, there's no way I'm going to be able to get that high. So I'm singing it. I'm blocked out. I'm not listening to my own song because I can't watch the video, my Never Forgotten tribute video, because it makes me cry. And I can't start the national anthem with tears running down my face. So I'm sitting there, and I mean, you got to imagine this is probably the 10th arena that I performed at that year. Everything from Madison Square Garden, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, replacing Steven Tyler at the World Finals the next year. All these major arenas. It's incredible. I'm at Sprint Center, but my daughter is sitting in the production booth behind me. And as soon as we get done with that video, I have to because I'm not going to turn my back on the video. I have to turn around because the Border Patrol is coming in with the flag and the color guard, and I have to turn around to sing the national anthem to face the flag. Well, I turn around and my daughter's bawling, and
Oh man.
I lost it.
Yeah,
I
of course
lost
you
it.
did.
I mean, it
Of course
was.
you did.
And then I got to sing the anthem a cappella, and so I'm singing the anthem a cappella, and I've got tears running down my face. I got snot coming out of my nose. I'm sounding like two cats fighting in a water bucket.
It's like you're going
And
through the tear gas chamber in basic again.
Yep. And but I'm trying to sing the notes properly and not quiver in my voice and all these
Sure.
kind of things. And I didn't realize that I sang the same verse twice or sang one of the verses twice, and I don't even remember which one it was.
Right.
I got off the stage and it was like a blur. The whole thing was like a blur. And I got off the stage and I went up to the guys and I was like, "Did I just mess that up?" And I said, "No, it sounded great. You know, it was amazing, and the emotion was there. It was incredible, and you got most of the notes as good as you could get them, despite the fact that you were crying." And then Facebook pops up, and I say that I just performed the national anthem at Sprint Center, and half the people are there. Yeah, you need to learn the words to it because you don't. How can you be a veteran and you don't know the words to it? How can you be a Gold Star family member? You don't know the words to the anthem. And I'm like, you people have no idea what it's like.
Welcome to the trolls, the fucking
Well,
trolls.
I mean, it's all part of it. It is what it is. But these people have no idea what it's like to stand in front of, because they've never done it. It's all the armchair quarterbacks. But anyway, so I would say I put more pressure on myself when it comes to singing the anthem than anything else. But when it comes to the motivational speaking side of it, I can't in the concert side of it, I can't necessarily say that I put less pressure on myself for either one of them, because it's got to be right. It's got to be as right as it can be, but it is live, and I understand that. Mm-hmm. But because I've got such a great band with me on stage, I would say that my shows and the number of years that I've been doing the shows, I put a lot less pressure on myself to get the shows right, because I just have based off of experience, a much greater amount of confidence when I get on stage with my band.
Ryan, the thing about these damn things is that there's never enough time, right?
Right.
And the day that I have to start paying people to come onto my show, and I'm 800,000 people away from doing that, thank God. But once you hit 1 million, you got to start putting some money into it. But I would love to have you come back, because I got to maybe a 10th of what I wanted to talk to you about, but I still think the things that we did talk about are fantastic. Let everyone know, how can they find you? How can they listen to your music? Give us a minute and a half on that. Yep. RyanWeaver.net.
That's the best way of doing it.
Yeah. You're on iTunes, everything else, correct?
Yep. All my links are on my website. Just go to RyanWeaver.net. That's the best way to do it. Just, we, on my Grit Gear Apparel and Patch Shops, I'll share my stuff on social media, Ryan Weaver Country on social media, but I'll come on anytime, and you'll never have to pay me to come on the show, man.
No, I got that feeling, man. We're going to get a ton in the live show too, because you've got some great people on there. My wife's going to be on there too. She's got some things to ask you. Everyone's so excited to have you on. So listen, go over and follow Ryan Weaver at Ryan Weaver Country. Go buy some music on iTunes. Go buy some apparel. Go to RyanWeaver.net. Go do all of those things. Dumb Nation, we got 150,000 strong. We got to give back wherever we can. So I know every one of my followers would love to follow you. Ryan, thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to jump on the live show here in just a minute and then put all this together, and then we'll get it released. So brother, thank you. It's great to meet you, and I had an awesome time.
Be safe.
All right, everybody. Listen, we will be back in a few going live, but for now, let's go ahead and end like we always do with the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 22 a day. Let's make sure we take care of our veterans. We'll be right back in a moment, going live. Watch that show, too. It'll be on record by the time you get to this one. Thanks.
I'm David Boreanaz with the Cast of SEAL team, and we have an important message for returning vets.
We want you to know if you're struggling to cope, there's help and it's just a phone call away.
The Veterans Crisis Line is staffed with experienced professionals who know your struggles.
There's no greater sacrifice in service to our country. We're able to enjoy our freedoms because of it.
Your service is important, you are important.
For vets and their families, the Veterans Crisis Line is here to help 24 hours a day. Please call